hot takes because we're doing it in the middle of the show. But 39 minutes past the hour, you're listening to the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar show on such great radio stations as SRN1, The Spirit of South York, Rangerplex Alternative Webcasting Networks, our good friends at wildbunchradio.com, uswebtalkradio.com. I'll tell you, I just love it. I just love it. I just love it. Oh, boy. What a day.
And we got a...
What a fallout from last night. But I'm having it experienced on my cell phone right now, and it scares me. It's time, once again, ladies and gentlemen, for a night of 1,000 ex-girlfriends. Now, we've got Ross Long in the building with us today. We're going to be doing the Skype thing with Joanna Angel here in just a few. We spoke with Willie Parks, the MMA star, on the phone. We're going to be chatting with Jeff from the Big Dumb Fun Show here very soon as well. We just chatted with Elvira. I was able to pull that off, and I pissed a hell of a lot of people off when I got that interview, by the way. But
because nobody else can?
No, nobody else was able to get it. I even pissed off her own representatives because all of them kept telling me, "Oh, her schedule is so tight, she can't do anything. Oh, maybe next year." And then one person at her production company sent me an email and said, "Yeah, I'll get you in." And so as soon as it was all over with, like the asshole prick that I am, I went ahead and sent them all the file and thanked them for helping me set up the interview. And sample text for October 2010, we did a very, 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 very good sample text this last Tuesday, or last Wednesday, on sampletext.info. We talked with J. Neil Janowski, I think is how you pronounce the guy's last name.
And, he's one of those radical Tea Partiers.
As one of a radical Tea Party guy. We also talked with Mike Matson and Keith Davies. We were scheduled to speak with Little Pachuca, but she had some personal problems and couldn't be there.
Pregnancy? I don't know.
I'm thinking show, maybe. I don't know.
But people like to abandon you at the last minute.
That's right. It's fabulous. But it was our last live sample text for the year. We will be back with live sample text at the beginning of 2011, and from time to time we'll have sample text pop up here and there. If I happen to score something or score someone, we'll just have a sample text pop up on the sampletext.info website. So. That's that. Marquise Knox, we have an interview with the great blues master on youtube.com/Jiggy Jaguar as well. I want to thank, no, I do that in the video. We were going to touch on a situation that took place with a couple gentlemen, but I'm going to wait for everything to shake out with our buddy down there at 9th Street before I do this. November 7th. We are having a special broadcast. November 7th, we will be on remote at another location, broadcasting for a big show here in Salina, Kansas.
Is this a secret location?
Secret location. It's a secret bunker somewhere. And we're going to get all the bands together, and they're going to show up in this secret bunker. And it's going to be interesting.
I'm sure.
It'll be a good little broadcast.
It's going to be a inaugural remote, I guess we could say.
I guess you could say that. Yes, indeed. And then we've got our last week huge show and Mo appointment. What? I don't know. Something. I made a note, and I don't even know what the note says, but it doesn't matter. Joanna Angel will join us here in a few. I do want to chat about embezzlement. Now, as we all know, our good buddy Marcia, Stevenson, Smith, Stevenson, Smith, whatever, it doesn't matter whose penis you have in your mouth. You're still going to be Marcia Smith. On vacation. Yeah, she was on vacation this week.
This last week.
She was on vacation.
I wonder why.
She she has so much.
Her Halloween vacation, yes. Well, I took a vacation earlier in the month.
Oh, really?
Kind of. That's what I would have to Vegas.
Oh,
I got some good shit there.
Now, why we were doing this whole thing with our good buddy Marcia being on vacation and everything, and embezzlements and all those things. There's been a rash of embezzlement take place in Salina, Kansas, or as I like to call it, Corruption Junction. And
Corruption Junction, what's your function? Salina coming. Yeah.
Men arrested in embezzlement cases. This took place on 10/26. It's from the local rag known as the Salina Journal. 2 men were arrested in unrelated cases for allegedly embezzling money from their Salina employers. Leslie Myers III, 22, of Manhattan, was arrested Thursday on suspicion of making fraudulent returns of shoes that didn't exist and then pocketing the money at Journeys in the Central Mall, 2259 South 9th. The store reported losing $1,728 between August 18th and Thursday, according to Captain Mike Sweeney of the Salina Police Department. Myers was employed as the store manager, or in the shoe world, he was an executive director. Then police arrested Darren Tucker, 28, 2515 South Ohio, Saturday morning, on suspicion of embezzling $7,513 from the Speakeasy at 2030 South Ohio between May 13th and July 26th. Sweeney said Tucker was accused of playing the Kansas Lottery Keno and Kansas Hold'em games online without paying. The losses were discovered after an audit of the transactions. Sweeney and Tucker were no longer employed at the businesses when he was arrested. Now, or when they were arrested is what it should say.
And this really isn't even, doesn't sound like taking cash out of the till. He's stealing lottery tickets and didn't win, or something.
Basically what happened here is, I don't know who Leslie Myers III is, but Darren Tucker is a guy who I have known for probably a good couple years, and he used to be, he used to work at Speakeasy. Him and his wife used to work at Speakeasy, and they were just fired for unknown reasons. Well, apparently it was because they embezzled. And Darren was supposed to fight me in a Box-A-Buddy match when Cardio Mike was getting ready to make the grand return of Box-A-Buddy to Salina, Kansas at the Blue Goat, which, of course, now none of those things are going to happen. Darren is going to jail, the Blue Goat is closed, and Edwards doesn't have any money. So, all three of those things are not going to happen.
It almost sounds like a Tony Dong thing.
Darren was supposed to fight me at a Box-A-Buddy, and it didn't happen, and now it's never going to happen. I used to work out with him at Genesis here in Salina, and he's a good guy. He's a huge guy, and he will be a lot of fun in prison. He'll be able to lift weights all day and just have a hell of a good time. So it should be fun for Darren when he goes to jail. Now, how does this have anything
why do you know all these miscreants?
You know what's funny? Embezzlement runs in my family. I have a cousin named Tangi Demet, which most of you probably, if you're listening to us in the great city of McPherson or Hutchinson, Kansas, you know Tangi very well. She is what they call a loose woman. She is...
Is she fat?
She used to be.
All right.
She used to be. And then she got one of those rings put in.
Oh, really? Yeah. Those.
And then she got addicted to meth. And then she got... She's a fucking train wreck. And she was working at a realty place in Hutchinson, Kansas, and she was embezzling millions from these people. She started driving all these vehicles and had this facelift, had all these, kind of like Marcia, she had all these cars, all these things. And then they had the big gas explosion over at Hutchinson. And the day that the gas explosion took place, they had to do their paperwork not on computer anymore, and they discovered all this embezzlement that Tangi had done. She was promptly arrested.
Is she in prison now?
She got out eventually.
She got out?
Yeah, she got out. She did like a plea deal or something. But the big thing is that all of these people have gone to jail or have gone to prison. Unlike Marsha.
Stevenson.
Of course.
Okay.
Our good buddy, Marsha.
They made it a non-felony, though. They made it a non-crime, didn't they? The board.
I think so.
By shutting it up or something like that.
They
decided to. Didn't they punish her by saying, "Well, yeah, you can't work from home anymore."
Yeah, they slapped her.
You don't have to pay back the money.
Marsha.
They slapped her hand.
You don't have to pay back the money.
No.
But you can't work from home anymore.
And you can't use your credit card.
And we're gonna take away your signatory power, take away your credit card, and we're gonna watch you real close from here on out.
If she's done it once, she'll do it again.
Marsha.
That is pretty much what we have going on in Corruption Junction on this fine afternoon.
It's always interesting. The corruption comes out in the political year. It's.
Hey, I used to think Tim Hulskamp was like Santa Claus. You only seen him once a year. Last night, I got to see Tim Hulskamp here in Salina. He didn't talk to me. Well, he talked to me, but he refused to do an on-camera interview. But he talked to me. He knew who I was, which is odd because I never introduced myself to him. He just walked up to me and he goes, "Oh, hey, Jiggy, what's going on?"
Jiggy.
What?
Jiggy! I've seen you, yes.
I got in trouble, Jiggy. They're not my friends no more, Jiggy.
I talk to him every week.
I talk to him every week, Jiggy. We're buddies. Larry Trent, that turncoat motherfucker. He took me off his friends list on Facebook. I'm no longer his friend on Facebook.
When did he do this?
Just recently. I'm no longer his friend on Facebook.
Why?
I don't know. I must have done something.
I was even willing to help him with his live stream wedding. I wonder if that actually went off.
I doubt it. My live stream wedding.
The first one in history.
I called live stream and they said they were going to be helping me out.
They're really interested. So I wonder who else is listening. But you say that we are actually going out live now. Our vocal emanations are being changed into electrons and being transmitted into the four corners of Canada.
Into the Great White North of Canada!
Take off! To the Great White North. You remember that one? Oh, God.
Oh, we love it. We love it. I'm terribly
Larry befriended you. I can't believe that. Maybe, he just doesn't want you to see all the lies on his Facebook page, I work for Access TV in the city of Salina, in the county of Saline.
The city pays me,
for my pictures.
I'm a big photographer. He's such a piece of shit. But, the Bashful's photo and video, by the way. If you get a chance, go over and watch Bashful's photo and video, or give him a call, 785-787-9801. Yes, call him. Call him right now. Call him every day of the week.
It'll go, "Hello, I can't help you. I'm in the park right now."
I got a big tube steak in my ass right now. But, we were going to chat about, speaking of tube steaks and asses, Larry's last comment on Facebook, which was Friday at 10:34 p.m., he posted, "Watch the latest episode,
okay.
episode of Asian Cooking with Tracy Sin. This month, Tracy will teach you how to make lox and bagels with the help of Jamie Morris from the Salina Emergency Aid Food Bank.
Speaking of Tracy,
I
saw him last night.
Why you always talk about that
at the Paramount.
Was he in there with his buddy Alan Jilka, since they're buddies?
No, I don't think
was that
Alan
perv Jilka in the building?
Well, that perv Jilka might have liked what Tracy was wearing. He was wearing what Anne would wear if Anne would wear pink.
Really?
He was dressed in drag. Heels, the fucking works. I didn't recognize him. He had to holler to me. He said, Ross! Ross!
Like chicken,
he says,
a big fudge, you know.
There it is.
Oh, my God.
Tracy said.
And he came and...
Why you always talk about that boy?
Says it's Tracy, and he goes, where's your pal James? And I go, we're kind of dividing and separating tonight. He went down to Hutch and to get some perv footage and stuff, or Wichita, or both, or something.
Yeah.
But it ended up Hutch and McPherson, didn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But
go ahead. There's some debauchery coming, kids. We might be having a little kid scurrying around the house very soon, but we won't get into that here.
It's a James Bond kind of thing, debauchery.
It is a James Bond kind of thing.
But we've got the fact on the third hour coming up. We're gonna, if she doesn't call us, we'll call her.
That's right.
Joanna, and she's the blow-up doll queen or something. Is that the thing?
I don't understand Tracy Sin. Explain to me the last time you guys talked at Maggie Mays.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
About what he said, because he seen me at the library one time. He's like, why do you always talk about that boy? He's a nice man. Why you talking about that boy? He's a nice man.
That's a pretty good imitation. Well, he calls me over. He says, Rob, I want to talk to you outside. And I go, okay. And he was wearing this all polyester 70s suit. Well, it was kind of in the country western vein. Cowboy boots and a bolo, I guess you call it. And it was very Tracy. I mean, you could just imagine him and then it put an Asian face on that and a cowboy hat. I know, it's like, you gotta scare me, man. Don't get too close. You been touching Larry or something? No. Or Larry's open sores. Okay. But anyways,
I love him.
We get outside and he goes, why you do that with that James? I say, what do you mean? That Jiggy Jaguar. He said, man, why you fuck around with him? And I go, man, what are you, like Michael Jackson or something? No. He says, well, James just trashes people, man. And I say, well, yeah, no, that's kind of me, too. So it's like we're kind of simpatico. I mean, but you see, what we're after, Tracy, is the truth. You see, we find out the truth. It's not really trashing people if you stick to the truth.
Exactly.
You know, so when it's like news reporting, and a lot of people don't like that. You know, we don't have to be licensed to be a member of the press.
That's
you know,
right.
all we have to do is do what we're doing right now, and pumping out a signal. We can report things even from confidential sources, and if others don't like that, well, they can take us to court, and we can bring in our slew of witnesses if they want. So people ain't going to go there.
No,
they ain't going to go fight the truth.
No.
When it comes down there. Oh, yeah, they'll be mad. They'll call people up. They won't try to, call us directly or anything. Nobody's ever talked to us directly.
They won't do that.
But they'll call others. They'll call YouTube 3 times a week, trying to get us closed down, and all other kinds of places.
They'll call YouTube 3 times.
And try to kill the podcast, the whole works.
Yeah.
And they're nowhere. I mean, that's not America. That's Stalin's Russia. That's Hitler's Germany.
That's Michelle Martin's Salina.
That's right. That's so correct. Didn't you see her yesterday?
Yes, I waved to Michelle. I bumped into 2 people named Michelle yesterday who both hate me equally. One being Michelle from the Republican Women, and as I used to call her, my Michelle. Look at that.
It's her. Maybe we piss somebody off.
I doubt it. KJ Radio, this is James.
Hey, James, this is Jeff. What's up?
Hey, what are you doing, brother? How are you?
Well, not too shabby. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I am like every single Halloween. It pisses me off. I never get to have any fun.
You never get to have any fun. Well, you missed our little skit we pulled off earlier, which I don't think you'll be able to comment just because you can't comment, but we had this deal set up where we had I said we were going to have this guy Skype in, and we were going to have Willie Parks Skype in, and it was Willie Parks, but it was a black guy named Willie Parks from Phoenix, Arizona, who did mixed martial arts. And I was going to ask him, I said, why do you want to fight me? And he's like, I don't want to fight you. And I'd be like, oh, okay, I don't know where I heard that from. And then we were going to go on with our business. But it didn't work out that way.
Willie Parks.
There's a black guy in the United States named Willie Parks.
With a white woman.
With a white woman.
He's Blackfoot, right?
That's right. So what's going on, brother? There is a hell of a lot of... I'll tell you, you know what I think is great about the thing that we do? You do your show on Mondays, I do mine on Sundays, and then the rest of the week, everybody talks about everything that was said on both shows. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's, especially when you pull off something, or if you do something, you have the entire week to either laugh about it or regret it in most cases.
Or call people and try to get the podcast taken down.
That too. You are an amazing individual, man. You do this. Well, I'm gonna let you do your own plug. Jump in there, brother.
Just a minute.
We are available via podcast, live stream, pretty much all of the regular avenues Monday night.
Yeah.
Via BigDumbPuncher.com, and more apt people are to visit our Facebook at Facebook.com/BigDumbFunShow.
Now, how long you guys been doing the Big Dumb Fun Show? Because you guys have been kind of like almost as you guys, me, and Catolo have kind of like all been around about the same amount of time.
I think we're working on our 6th year, going in, like, getting ready for 7th, I believe.
Yeah.
We kind of did the thing unofficially as Casey Talk Live radio, when we first kicked up, and then, we've been able to kind of establish ourselves and get all the legal stuff for Big Dumb Fun Show for quite some time.
Well, explain to me kind of how the hell did this thing Monday night take place? Kind of give me a little behind the scenes on this, brother, because I didn't know anything about it until I was watching Monday Night Raw. Yes, I am the one person that still watches Vince's product on a Monday night, and all of a sudden I check Facebook and it says you've been tagged in a post. So I went and I looked, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
And I knew that after it happened, I immediately had to get out there and see what I could stir up. But we had kind of a surprise visitor. Willie Parks hasn't been a part of our show in probably a year or even over a year. He was really good buddies with Frank, who decided to leave the show It was probably about the same time, about a year, maybe a year and a half or so ago, where he checked out, and I guess kind of took Willie with him, or maybe they were just so tight. So I haven't seen Willie in a while. I talked to him a little bit online, and talked to him a little bit, about his kids and whatnot every once in a while. And then, he just pops in, just pops in to say hello. And so, of course, I had to take that opportunity to figure out, well, what's his side of the story? I've behind the scenes, I've had conversations with Annie, and I've had conversations with Christina, and about, different lifestyle choices he's made, plagiarism issues, and so I thought I was just going to take that opportunity to figure out, what's his take on it? What is deleting the Facebook? I know had to been a huge thing for him. So I'm like, so why did that happen?
Oh, really? He's not on Facebook anymore? I didn't even know about that.
Came into a challenge to an MMA match.
Well,
behind the scenes, though, there really wasn't any discussion like, oh, here's what we're going to do. We're gonna come out of the next break and and call whoever out, and we're gonna it's really just he was getting ready to leave, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, let me get you for one more segment, because I mean, so to have him on there and be able to lose out of an opportunity like that, and just basically just to stir up some more stuff, which I don't like being a part of the drama, but I don't mind stirring it up.
Oh yeah, well we've got to do something, because if we don't have drama, we're pretty much screwed in this business, brother. You know that as well as I do. Even old Frankie Catolo knows that, and Catolo, he just loves calling out all the podcast guys. He doesn't screw with the internet radio guys. He's just like, I'm just going to go mess with the podcast guys. Well, okay, whatever, they're Catolo. You have fun doing that. You go write your books.
That's a tough deal to sit through some of those podcasts. I don't know if you've covered any, but man, there are one good podcast